Hook style is neutral. So from here, you can go into an attack this way or attack this way. Basically, it's attacking the palm down or palm up. As I'm rolling, basically I'm thinking attacking, 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 attacking. Neutral, right? Neutral. Because while you're in neutral, I can attack anytime. As you roll, as you pump, your elbow goes up or as your elbow goes down. And back to neutral. Right? So that's attacking. Defending is the same way. It depends on which joint am I controlling? Wrist or elbow? So I can control the wrist while your elbow's down. I can also control the elbow while the elbow is down. Likewise, I can control the wrist while it goes up. And I can also control the elbow as it goes up. Right? So every movement you make, I can do something about it, either from an attacking point of view or a controlling point of view. So the person on top is looking at the person on the bottom's elbow position, right? So I'm on top. I'm looking at elbow comes up, I attack. Elbow comes down, I attack. Elbow comes up, I control. Elbow comes down, I can control. Right? So likewise, the person on the bottom can do the same thing. Now this time, the person on the bottom looks at his own elbow positions. When the elbow is up, you can attack. When the elbow comes down, you can attack. So when the elbow comes down, attack. Elbow comes up, attack. Same thing. Palm up, attack. Palm down, attack. This is the simplicity. It's not like when a person is on the bottom, his attacks will be different from when his arms on top. That's exactly the same thing. Same thing. The person on the bottom can also control while the elbow is up or the elbow is down. If the elbow is up, I can do this. Right? When the elbow is down, I can do this. Right? Controlling elbow down, controlling elbow up. So while I'm rolling, this is neutral. Right? I can go right to here, 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 back to neutral. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. In any given time. As you can see, this is from the second form. Okay? It's second form, right? You can see how basically it's open hand or close the hand. That's what it is, okay? So you're on top, okay? Controlling with every movement I make, from my elbow down, up to elbow down, okay? So we start from here, okay? You are attacking, okay? Elbow up, attack, full stop. Elbow down, attack, up, down, right? And so you're gonna do that randomly, going back and forth between neutral and attacking. Up, that's down, up, down. Now you're on top again. This time you're going to control my wrist as I go into bounce out and as I go into punch out. Wrist, right? Right. Yes. Just switch between being neutral and control. this side, same thing. Controlling the wrist as I go to hand stop. And as I go to hand stop. Good. Back to this side. Now control the elbow as I come down and as I go up. Good, this side. Good, all right? So that's being offensive and defensive, right? All you want to do is just step forward. You just want to close the gap. Now when you're on the bottom, the same thing. You can attack and you can defend, right? On the bottom, attacking, when my elbow is down, when my elbow is up, right? Okay. So you're going to do that randomly, right? Now you're looking at your own rise and falls of your attacking, right, attacking, control, right. Let's combine the defense and offense from the top and from the bottom. Okay, so you're on top, right? So I'm you, right? On top. And if I want to control the wrist, right? So you or same thing, elbow, right? So you're basically saying, well, if I'm fighting with only one arm and with his one arm, I need to control that before I can attack, right? So the same thing if I'm going to have this way, I'm controlling, right? Right. See the next one is as you roll down. Okay. So it looks like this, right? control, and then down. So I'm doing the same thing. Bounce up, hands up. Nothing's changed. That's the beauty. I'm not saying I'm gonna come up with a third option. There's no third option. Everything is about palm up, palm down, and we maintain in a neutral position. So you can easily turn into down or up or neutral. So we don't face this way. A lot of people do full stop this way, which is not wrong. It's a traditional way. But to us, you are already determining this way. We say we're neither up nor down. Right? Boom, down. Okay, so from here, right, I'm controlling. Okay, then as you come down, and I attack. Right? Same thing from here, as come down, and attack. So that elbow in concept. But because when you use the elbow, when you engage the elbow, it's like attaching a hand to the joint. So you're pushing with your elbow as you attack with the hand. That's the concept. Okay. So inside, when you're on the bottom, same thing. Right? See, I'm going like this. See it? Palm up, defense. Palm down, offense. Or palm down, offense. Palm up. Defense, right? Bounce out, tansa. Or tansa, bounce out. Tansa, bounce out. Or bounce out, tansa. Lansa is a variation of bounce out. Bounce out this way, elbows up. Tansa, elbows in the middle position. And then fusa, elbows down. Okay. So I posed a question to many people before. I said, when you go from toss out to fox out, what do you see? This is the beginning, this is the end. Right? See? So in the beginning, so from beginning to how many friends do we see? There. From toss out to mansa to fox out to lansa to bounce out to fox out. Same thing in back, you see? So what we see at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most people see these 6 positions as 6 separate movements rather than a part of one. So if you can strike this way, you can certainly strike this way and this way and this way and this way. In fact, many different styles of martial arts use this. Sometimes you see a particular, they punch this way. Right? And you can't say that's wrong. That's just the way they interpret the punching. And then, of course, this is called overhand. That's which you use frequently in boxing. It's overhand. It's the air to surface missile, like this. Uppercut is a tansa. That's the surface to air missile. Right? You can go up this way and come down this way. And you can go sideways. Right? They box is, that's a hook. So basically, again, it's like a clock. Depends on which number the hand happens to be pointing to. That's all, okay? So that's all part of movement. We just separate them to use them separately for different purposes. Angular strikes, linear strikes, circular strikes, a circular strike, angular strike, linear strikes. That's all, okay? Yeah, so we're on the bottom, it's the same thing, right? I'm still looking at my own bounce out, tansa out. Bounce out, I can use bounce out to control and then tansa out to attack second. Or I can use tansa out to control first and then fox out or bounce out, fox out to attack second. This one seems to be more, seemingly more effective, whereas this one does not seem to be more effective, but we're only using one hand. If we're using one hand, then you have to be adaptable, right? I'll do this instead, from tansa to jansa. because you can go yin yang, yang yin, or pure yang, yang and yin yin. When John, my teacher used to always say, it's a living, breathing organism. Every generation has to contribute to its growth. If you practice and apply the same movements the same way as people 300 years ago, then you're doing it a disservice. It has to evolve. It's not artificially evolving. It's like forcing it to change, but because it's organic, it grows itself. But that growth comes from paying attention, experimenting, applying, research and development. Right. Okay, so you're on top, right? So you're going to mix control first and attack second. All right. Again, you're looking at my elbow rising up and down to my elbow. So you can control the wrist first, right? And you can attack as I go up, right? Same thing, yeah. See, by itself, you can do by yourself simply by being neutral and attack. Now you're just adding the control, right? See, it's the same thing. Nothing new has been introduced. That's the beauty, right? All right, same thing. You're going to control the elbow, right? Control the elbow, and then next, same thing, right? Control the elbow, right? Because you attack with your foot up as I turn the palms up. So whether you control my wrist and foot attack, or control my elbow, foot attack. Right? So the other way, same thing. Right? Control the wrist, foot attack. And then if I control my elbow, foot attack. Right? Right. Okay, here's the reason why I go from palm to palm, because first of all, it's part of the drill. Second of all, it's a natural reaction for training in Chang'an. Right? So what happens is, as you control my wrist, right? Control my wrist. See, if I don't come up, look what happens. Foot self strike. Right? And that's the reason. Right? So as you come up, as long as I'm sticking with you, I can sense the intentions from you. When you leave me, I know. I don't have to see. I can feel it, right? That's part of the training of sticking hand is when I see, I'm not looking. I don't need to look. Because anytime you're right, see, I don't need to look. I can sense it. If people don't do that, then this is how they will react. It's too late. And then by the time you feel the okay, right. See, now you can see how powerful, how much depth Qi has. It trains you in reality. If he raises his elbow too late, then he's helping you to attack him. And for the person who is working with you, he learns how to react when that situation occurs. Right? Exactly. Right? And if you take a step forward, then you can nullify my defense. Because you're crowding me. Right? Right here, right? Jeremy Thiel, he says, my definition of Wing Chun is full work, and full work. At the time, I didn't understand what he was saying. Later on, I was like, oh, it makes so much sense. Full work makes everything better. From punching, from kicking, from locking, from throwing, from choking, everything depends on your full work. It just makes everything better. Makes you faster, makes you more stronger, more powerful, make everything more efficient, and make everything more effective. Right? So this is a good example of, before you can raise the elbow, you use the elbow, which has a hand attached to it, to press down, preventing him from raising the elbow. Right? So from here, see? Same thing from here, right? Just step. Alright? So knowing that I'm going to be doing that, I want you to raise your elbow whenever you want, okay? You see how? You see? Even though you knew it was coming and you helped me. That's because I'm coming in, my elbow is pressing you, and you're fighting that pressure, which delays you and then causing that action to happen. For me, understanding what he meant by full work is actually applying and see how it works. And that's the R&D part of our training, the research and development training. Okay? All right, so that's what you're going to do, okay? So you can first just repeat controlling my wrist as my elbow comes down and the tap by stepping in. Okay? Okay, so I, as fast as I can, as fast as I could, the minute I thought you were coming in. Okay. Still, okay? It can't be done. All right, next one is controlling my elbow. That's even harder, because you already controlling my elbow, further delay my reaction. Okay, I don't want to raise it because it's right on my throat. Okay, let's try this one. Okay. Same thing, only the wrist for now. I may have a chance if I pivot. Let me try it. Yeah, that's my saving grace. Again, for 5 positions. I can probably use a lanza. Let's see that. Right. All right. Can you please? Hands up, see how it looks. That's the research department. I can't. It doesn't work, right? See, that's what I meant by doing these things to figure out how to contribute to the growth. All right, controlling the elbow. Good. All right. Next one is controlling the wrist as you come up, right? And the natural instinct for you is to come down because you're still doing, right? See here, elbow comes into play again. Here's an arm, and you do this, right? So it looks like this, right? 1, and then 2. 1, 2. Okay? Controlling the wrist as my elbow comes up. That's it. That's it. Good. Okay, the next time step. Yeah, with this foot. Even more effective. This side. Good. Mm-hmm. Very good. Good. Okay. Remember, when you're on the bottom, you can use Tansao control to facilitate your attack. If you remember this one, right? See? All right. So I'm on the bottom. You were controlling my wrist as I turn into the Tansao, right? See how it goes back to where we were. It's never something new. There's nothing new. Otherwise, Qisao wouldn't be like this. See that? The nun, I don't know whether it was by design or inadvertently figured out how human fighting is. You either fight with elbow down, or you fight with the elbow up, or anywhere in between. So up and down, just two extremes. And the possibilities are anywhere in between. Let's just say down is 12, okay? And then up is 6. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other positions you can use. All right? So we just figured out we're now on the bottom and I'm under attack, right? I can go and attack, right? See, same thing for you, very simple. Remember when you attack, you're using the jump saw and a hand attached to it, right? It's a hand. So as I come in, you use this hand to push and attack with this. That's the simplicity. You see how easy it is? Okay. What you did earlier is you turn into a bomb saw. Yes, see that? So just go through that again. And as you see, you can respond by using a Tansao, or you can respond by using a bomb saw. This focus is different. Bomb saw, the focus from here to here. The focus can also be from here. That's how we see things. We don't just see a technique, but we see the whole spectrum of movements which can be applied depending on what part of the arm we're focusing on. Alright, so we say, oh, there, you're focusing here. Oh, there, oh, you're focusing here. Or here. If I'm doing bounce, I'm defensive. If I'm using my hand, it's offensive. If my elbow, it's offensive. I'm simply taking this off and attach it here. So anytime you engage the elbows, your elbows, you are attaching a hand to that elbow. Right? So you're pushing, that's why you're able to accomplish defense and offense with one arm, which is at 2 joints. Right? So single-handedly, without you starting, say I'm starting the attack, I go, yeah. You're not doing anything different. You just go from fuxa to palm up, fuxa to palm down. Depends on, right? But if I'm doing this, right? In here, no way. You do palm down. Palm down. You see, because again, you're engaging this elbow to prevent me from rising up, right? Now if you step, oh, stepping, right? Very good. So we take different parts of this movement out to kind of highlight that part, but we can always put it back into where it came from. We have to be able to do that, otherwise we're memorizing techniques. We have to see, oh, we are doing 4 movements right here, but each one of one of those four movements can be taken out to apply separately. I can apply them together, or I can apply them separately. I can apply only two of them, three of them, or only one at a time. This is what applying concepts about rather than applying techniques. Right, so I'm on top, so right, you're on top, right? So right here, you can apply it separately. Just like you can apply it as I go into an attack, see? It's not just an answer to my attack, but it can be used by itself. Right? Same thing from here, right? You can use this, see? By itself, right? On the inside, you can use this by itself or with this, see that? See, yeah, it's just so wonderful that Qi-Sao, the way we analyze Qi-Sao is very systematically, very scientifically, rather than looking at every movement, every application as a technique. Okay. All right, so we got, now one more thing we haven't done while you're on top by using control and attack is controlling his elbow as the elbow comes up, right? So, right, elbow come up, right? See, the next one is again engaging the elbow. We're still using the concept of palm up, right? So he goes from Fang Sao to Tan Sao, right? You see, if this goes on and on, right? So if he's very good at Qi-Sao, that would happen, right? Okay. You see how it's endless, but all you're doing is palm up, palm down, elbow up, elbow down. By looking at his, if you're on top, you look at his elbows. If you're on the bottom, you're looking at your own elbows. That, right? Okay, so you're on top, right? So control my elbow as I come up, right? And next one, right, exactly. Anytime, next time we'll do it with a step, right? Exactly. Good. All right, so we'll step it up a little bit, okay? Right, exactly. Okay, right, see, yeah, okay? So this can go on and on depending on, the skills. Here, here. Okay, see, I'm attaching my arm here, but pressing you down. Right, so when you scoop the hand out, right? Then use this, right? And this is. And I'm still using Fang Sao, Tan Sao. Now this Tan Sao straight, so the back of the hand now. Okay, so a lot of people don't see this. They just stop. It's just a way to get into a position of training. No. Everything has multiple meanings and applications, depending. So this backhand. See, I'm doing stride, right? And then it shows you, oh, bangsa, pansa again. Pansa, gansa, bangsa, pansa. Because we see the stuff with the frames. That to me is perhaps, if I may be so presumptuous, my contribution to Wing Chun is the frames. We have to see the frames in a movement. Otherwise, it's so choppy. 1, 2, very choppy. But if an animator does this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's so smooth rather than 1, 2, very jerky. So the next one will be controlling the elbow, right? And then exactly. Good. Good. So on the bottom, controlling with your pansa and attacking fusa, or controlling with bangsa, which turns into a lansa, attacking with the pansa. Still pansa, fusa, fusa, pansa. If you start with pansa, you finish with bangsa. If you start with bangsa, you finish with pansa. So a lot of people say this is not a bangsa. They say it's a lansa. Yes, it's a lansa, but it's part of the movement. Okay? Elbow out, elbow up, elbow out, elbow to the side, elbow down. Down, side, out, up. Okay? To the side. So pansa followed by fusa. The tendency is to go this way. Yes, you're right, because now you're using your elbow as a hand. Okay? So it's very important to know why that's a tendency. Now we know why. Because if they go like this, and I need to attack you, I don't want this arm in the way, so I'm using my elbow, which has a hand attached to it, to control this arm from coming in. Because if I'm only focused on my hand, this is what's happening. See? I'm thinking here. It easily just overpower me. But if I have this in mind, that's not going to be possible because I'm thinking, I'm pushing you. It's almost like it is exactly like this. Which people do all the time. Well, the reason we do that is because I don't want that arm to get in the way as I'm attacking. But if you're not allowed to use the other hand, the elbow needs to be the substitute of this hand. Same thing on here. When I go striking, see, this is my hand. It's like this. It's like this. Now the hand is now here. All right. This hand disappeared and gets attached to the elbow. So by engaging the elbow simply means you are attaching a hand to that elbow. That's all. Okay? Same thing as we do this. Right? I am basically controlling like this. See what I'm saying? I'm just using this elbow as a hand. It's like somebody's doing this to you. Right? And so when I do this, it's that somebody's doing this to you. So when I do this, it's somebody's doing this to you. Now, the bomb style is the same thing. See? Elbow is engaged. So it looks like this. Oh, this hand is, you're not really allowed to use this hand. We're attached to here. Okay? Right, okay. So you notice your direction is down, is another way. Because any movements are directional. You can go forward with turns out, sideways, downward, upward with turns out. Okay, upward turns out will be like this. Okay? Sideways, forward. Okay? Oh, here down the bottom. Okay, so to really emphasize, to drive home this point, after you use turns out to control my arm, when you come in, use this other hand to pop, to do the pass out, pop, okay? Yeah, okay? So as I feel you coming in, my natural instinct from training in Wing Chun is to guard my center line by bringing my elbow in. That's why in the form we see this. In the form, it's this. In reality, it's, in Qizao, it's this. And I always tell people, when you bring the hand in, bring the elbow in rather than the hand. If you bring the hand in, the elbow follows and lags behind. If you bring the elbow in, the hand has no choice to come in. See? Difference between hand and elbow, see? Or elbow. Fast, more efficient. So that's basically eventually applying it to Qizao. It's this concept. When the arm was being moved sideways, exposing your center line, come back to center line by bringing the elbow in rather than the hand. So now that is to be applied in Qizao. Right? Knowing the person is going to do that, you engage the elbow. It is much like using the other hand to smack it out of the way. It doesn't matter if it's coming in or not, you're just doing this as it comes in. So now, compare that to only using one arm to do both. Right? Okay, that's you enlisting the other hand. Now, you're not allowed to do that. See? You feel the energy? Well, what happens is this. I'm actually helping you. Just like when the elbow is up, not in time, I'm helping you. Okay, so always keep that in mind so you can explain to yourself and eventually other people and say why you're doing that. By engaging the elbow, basically you are using one arm to do the job of two. Right? One arm only. Okay, from there, you eventually all kinds of stuff. Throwing, elbow, uppercut. Okay, so we see possibilities. Right, the other side. First, do with both arms. Okay. Right. Yes. Yes. Very good. Okay, now compare that to only single-handed. Good. All right, now, remember, we're basically just going around a circle. We don't go outside. This is all we do. This is our playground. So if you remember this drill by itself, right? Okay, now I'm going to apply that to what you were doing earlier, right? Okay, so there are no such thing as indefensible techniques, quote unquote. Impossible. There's always a way if we dig deep enough. That's the beauty. Either we can nullify that before he launches the attack, or we can intercept that as he attacks. So that's controlling with your Tansa. Now this side again, not controlling with your Bangsa, which is a Fuksa, just like in the second form, with the strike. Right. By the way, okay, this one, you probably already figured out. If I were to do the this one, like applying this particular movement in the second form, will be like this. That's all. Okay? Yes, you're using Lansa to deviate his defense and use angle. Right? Basically, I'm just doing this. And then, see, punch through here. Okay? Probably knew this a while ago, it's just while we're on the subject. It's just basically, all right? So, that is another way to use exactly either from over or under. You can go over and go under. Okay, it depends on if you're taller or shorter, or you want to be stealthier or more obvious. All right, this brings us to another use of Bangsa, which is Tansa, is this way. Right? So you can go this way, or you can go this way. Okay? If I can use the closed hand, I can certainly use open hand. Closed. Open. Right? So let's go close first. And step in and strike. Good.